The mirror principle is one of the most important elements of realism that is capable of changing our lives once and for all. This great transformation does not involve any particular technique or strategy that you should act upon. This principle belongs to you, and this is someone you want to be. For instance, if your heart desires to be a millionaire one day, then you should start from within to manifest this into reality. Otherwise, you will be moving from one place to another, just assuming that it is your problem. So, the first learning in this principle is that if one does not transform oneself, nothing outside will transform. This is the core of the mirror principle. Once you have learned this principle, everything you touch will yield gold. Nevertheless, this means that you have to face your demons and, by implication, words that you may hate. This video is only for you if you're prepared for a major change. Additionally, I'll reveal essential exercise that is still relevant for me. Therefore, in today's lesson, we shall untangle this principle and how it can transform your life. Reality is a mirror of your relationship with yourself and the world, or real, your inner world and world. What does it mean when I say that? But let's return to our millionaire case. When it comes to money, if you are saying that you cannot make money, or you are not good at making money, then the mirror of reality will repeat this. This is what you believe. So be it. Such is more evidence. Why is it not within your ability to make money? There will be many such instances in life which will show you more reasons in support of your thesis and statement. So I want you to remember this crucial point. The image forms a mirror of the external world, which is another way of stating that it is our internal world. A close examination would reveal that most people are now caught up in the chaos of the outside world, busy with technology, television, and daily stresses. Most of us have lost touch with that original mastery of what lies inward and is innate. All right, so let's delve into the 4 keys that will allow you to mold reality as you wish. For example, while studying the law of attraction, we frequently hear that reality is like a mirror and you try to influence that mirror. The first fundamental key of the mirror principle is to understand that the mirror of reality reflects 2 things: your relationship with yourself, as well as your relationship with the world. To put it another way, that in the looking glass of reality is merely a reflection of your self-view and vision of the world. When you look at yourself and you feel like you're not good, the mirror will mirror this image: I'm not enough. So the mirror will say, I can't do this because I'm not good enough. And the voice replies, you are not good enough. Another reason as to why you're not good enough. The reflection is about how you interact with the mirror of reality. On some level, the mirror of reality is like a faithful friend who will always verify what you have thought. Therefore, instead of attempting to directly control the mirrored image, we must learn how to change the image we present in front of the mirror. This is just like when people influence others, the second person who tells us directly to do a certain thing, but for one, not to repeat in his actions. On the other hand, if we want to create an incentive for the person to listen to us and accept our influence, we must motivate and inspire them, offer persuasive reasons not to take certain actions, and explain the consequences. Therefore, we shall strive to impact our world indirectly. The mirror is the reality and merely makes what you say louder. Whatever you think is true in your mind about who you are, your identity, and your worldview. Do note that this is one of the many essential keys. Now, the question is, how can we change this? What can we do then to break this pattern and deliberately select what we choose? The paradigm is your worldview, your self-concept. I will give an example to show you how you are supposed to create your identity. The first thing is for you to understand what you would like to realize in the future. For instance, in the last picture depicting the 10 years ahead, can you pick one thing you normally do daily? What makes your life a journey of constant discovery? And also make an inquiry, who am I now? What are my characteristics and qualities when I am doing all that I have had, and have been achieving? This is crucial. Then, consider what your worldview is about. What do you think of the world when living through it? How do you view the world while all this is going on? Create a few affirmations that are powerful and come alive. Secondly, write down affirmations about yourself and how you identify yourself. For instance, it could say, I am worthy. The phrase goes thus: I am an alchemist, magnet for abundance, since I carry the magic touch of an alchemist. Then come up with affirmations that resonate with your worldview. For instance, the world is working for me, everything is done at the appropriate time, and is foreordained by God. Bear in mind that a tremendous change will take place as you keep on repeating those affirmations daily and getting used to them. Your perception of the reality that exists and your view of the world will start to change in front of your eyes. However, just because something appears to be out of your reach today does not mean that you will never be able to get it tomorrow. Nothing happens immediately, but with time, practice, and patience. Therefore, regard your time, but do not allow such fears to prevent extraordinary attainment. Therefore, ensure that you do this exercise every time and take a few moments. It can change your life in its entirety. Moving to key number 2. However, what should be understood to you is that the reflection we observe in our corporeal world is created with a certain delay. Why? Here's why. We can simply close our eyes and produce an image of our inner world. It is that way in this dimension. In the third dimension, that is, in the physical world, the inner nature of matter makes things happen slowly. Matter is thick and does not have the power to bypass natural laws, causing all things to be shown immediately. Therefore, this leads us to the next critical. You must allow this idea to become a reality, and therefore you need to hold this belief for a long time. What does this mean? This implies that you should stick to your world and identity until the revealed goal. Firstly, become what you wish you were. Can you take a few minutes and figure out what that person would do and have that image in your head for as long as possible? An interesting phenomenon occurs when people start to experience this. They get acquainted that their lives have good and bad moments. It builds a belief, an identity, as they expect the goal to happen, but not at that moment. Thereafter, their mood starts to dwindle together with their faith. After your mood drops to its all-time low, then its presence is revealed almost immediately. In addition, when it shows up, there is a short delay in reflecting your old bad attitude. And because it is a reflection of this, begins to get worse again. In this manner, a type of wave appears, a cycle that happens in your life, and you cannot elude it. It is about your highs and lows and what you can do about them. However, the best way to initiate substantial changes in one's life is by remaining true to oneself and the worldview you have created. I then proceed with the next crucial key that has left its indelible mark on me and which I have incorporated into my daily life. It is necessary to acknowledge that the mirror of reality reflects the contents, but not the nature of purified thought. Soon I will say what I am talking about. Think about it. The mirror does not reflect the hatred itself. It reflects whatever particular content underlies your hatred. For example, I hate my dead-end job. I hate my boss. I hate my partner. I hate the bills. For instance, I hate the bills. Hence, you get more bills. I hate my job, or something like that will always happen, making you even more unsatisfied with the job. That is exactly what goes on. As a result, as much as you would like to complain about your life, that you don't have what you would love to have, this will reflect your perspective, that the world sees and give you reasons to confirm your worldview and identity. This is what separates a scarcity mentality from an abundance mentality. It just boils down to viewing the glass not only as half empty but also half full. The key to applying this in your life is simple. Think about the future and be grateful for what you achieved. You need to concentrate on what you already have at this moment, all of it, everything you have achieved, a lovely family, and whatever else that is going to bring about a change. Think for a second, what do I desire? What is going to be worth a genuine journey of discovery in my life? How does that look? How does it feel? You can picture it as a blurry picture, as long as your vision is clear with your goal in mind. Once you do this and remain focused on what you want, the gap starts closing down since you start pushing the boundaries of your comfort zone. So that's key number 3, moving on to key number 4. Finally, the mirror cycle. The moment you learn how to manipulate this mirror cycle for yourself will change everything forever, and you will never be so unsure of what you do. It is seeing reality change in front of your eyes. All of it begins with a simple observation. Therefore, what was your previous attitude that was backward? The present moment involves all complaints, the bad things, and the unconscious ones that were chosen in the past. Take a glance at that particular second when you are supposed to pay for bills and a job that you do not like. This is what you see, and you make use of it to build up your picture or attitude. I call it an image. By this, I mean inner attitude, thought, and feeling projected on a mirror. Once we have formed an image, the mirror is obliged to reflect. Therefore, it creates and represents what the reflected image denotes. However, many people just go back to the image they see and get stuck in the same loop. Most people fall into this addictive trap. They observe it in a manner that they do not escape this pattern, and later on think, oh, this is always recurring. They say, I don't know, what am I doing wrong? Then they try new approaches and tactics. However, when they try out different business strategies like starting a new business, those strategies fail too. But I want you to remember something very important. This is because the worldview change is not changing the identity of the individual. Therefore, the way to proceed with this is to invert this procedure. The first stage involves most people watching in, drawing in, and then mirroring. This is the normal puppet cycle. However, if you want to be an actual creator of such reality, turn around this cycle. This is why I know it very well. I've been through it myself for many years of my life, but once I grasped the cycle, everything turned upside down. Our starting point is, of course, the image we are trying to project. Reflection turns our back, looking at the present, and we understand that everything that exists around us was previously decided. You must understand this. If anything changes, I consciously choose tomorrow by shaping today. Therefore, we commence with the picture. Once we select the picture and utter, here is what I desire and here's what I already possess, the mirror must automatically start copying it a little at a time. The delay occurs, even the minor changes will happen slowly. And then, what should we do? Instead of observing, we confirm. Therefore, we look into the mirror to see what's working. Finally, it reflects and we say, that's running. Look, that is what happened. After a while, as people get to be accustomed to you, they'll start greeting you in a better way. If there is something you want to improve about your job or business, then you will notice that things are turning around. All your universe might be crashing down, but you concentrate on things that affirm what you wanted to believe about your world and your identity you chose to create. The principle is that you continue doing it until you go much, much further than anything that you could have imagined. Guys, if you start applying these principles, your life will simply change. Buddies, it happened for real. That is what I did, and it truly turned out to be that way. Licensee, govern this conversation with care and make an effort to ensure that every word spoken by one participant is understood by the other. Therefore, I am giving it to you. I thought it was complete nonsense right at the onset of my journey. However, I went crazy when I saw the results. Instead, things I was wishing for began to appear to me, even what I had never thought about before. The power we overlook is hidden in the depths of the mirror of reality as we dive. The truth is that what we see around us is more of a reflection of us as individuals and what we believe in, as well as what we think about ourselves as people in the world. But changing reality means not only observing it, but reshaping it with an image of what one wants to become and what one is looking for. Therefore, as we create this new image, the mirror of reality modifies a bit to change itself gradually. The mirror of reality has no boundaries. It just echoes back what we present it with. Instead, we can transmute our lives by considering ourselves as an alchemist who turns lead into gold, focusing on what we already have and what we want. In the end, traveling through the mirror of reality is an exploration into the truth of ourselves and affirming the capacity we have for creation, inventiveness, surmounting barriers. So this is why I wish that Flame will guide you in this life to make your dream become reality. Thanks for accompanying me on this journey. If the video touched you, you are welcome to like, subscribe to our channel, and share it with others so they can get a blessing from the message. Comment below on what you think about it. Well, this is it. Thank you for watching and participating. Bye until later.